It's the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Welcome to another episode of the Mike Prince Show. It is our mission, our duty, to try to bring you some news you could use. Today will be no exception to the rule. You can follow us on Twitter at the Mike Prince Show. The YouTube channel is the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Our website is obnradio.com. And in the event you have one of those smart devices, you can always say, hey, play the latest episode of the Mike Prince Show. And just like that, you'll have everything that you need. And with all that being established, let us jump into today's episode. Well, we know the Panthers are licking their wounds, getting ready for Saturday's competition against Texas Southern on the road. Lady Panthers are in the number 5 spot within the conference, while the men are at the number 9 spot within the conference. So if the tournament were to start today, the women would be in, the men would be on the outside looking in. But this is going to be a very pivotal game for this coming weekend for both squads. So they'll get themselves in position for the showdown against Texas Southern. You can listen to that game right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. JJ will be giving the play-by-play for the women, and Coach Ski will be giving the play-by-play for the men. Now we know that everything is in an uproar at Bethune-Cookman, and yesterday we gave a reference of who could be a potential good candidate to fill that vacancy. And it got me to thinking a little bit further down the road. I'm referring now back to the conversation between Ed Reed and Deion Sanders on his address to the team as he was departing. And it made me wonder, would there be enough room, or would Colorado even tolerate the potential of Ed Reed becoming part of Deion Sanders' coaching staff at Colorado? Not real sure how that would come out. Not even sure if Ed Reed would be interested in that, but it could be a twofold method, one for Reed and one for Sanders. You can kind of bring your little brother in a little closer under your wing, groom him a little bit more on what, how, and when to say certain things to get him conditioned for his next head coaching opportunity. Be something very interesting to see how that will weigh out in the very near future. Meanwhile, the search will still go on for Bethune-Cookman. Protesting will still go on for the student athletes at Bethune-Cookman. Not real sure where you're standing on this, but you have to be somewhere, right? Either you're in agreement with everything Coach Reed had to say, or you're against what Coach Reed have to say. Nonetheless, this shall continue to play itself out. And speaking of playing itself out, in the midst of all that has been going on, the Southwestern Athletic Conference made the announcement that the 2023 baseball tournament will be in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, it was supposed to be in New Orleans. Not quite sure what caused the pivot to go from New Orleans to Atlanta. Now, depending on who you're asking, this is an awesome move for the conference. You know, of course, Atlanta is the Mecca of African Americans, the chocolate city, if you would. But the only thing that brings somewhat of a question mark, Atlanta is really only close to Alabama State. And the schools from the West would have to travel the furthest to make that destination. But who knows? Not really sure how long this will be, if it's just a one-year experiment. Who knows? We'll keep an eye on that to get you up to speed on what the final destination would be for the SWAC baseball tournament. But as for 2023, they will be in the ATL. And with everything that is developing throughout the Power Fives and how they're restructuring things on the football side and how the TV deals are so enormous these days that even when we appear to have a good TV deal, they're still winking at us. But you got to start somewhere, right? And it led me to believe and start thinking, we already have an FCS structure for football. What if not just HBCUs, but all FCS athletic programs went from Division I Power 5 notoriety or association to FCS across the board? Football, baseball, basketball, all sports that are offered on the FCS level. And as a result, instead of the smaller D1 schools trying to get in the deep pool of the NCAA tournament, just maybe the NIT could become the championship tournament for FCS basketball. Something to think about. The NCAA own both rights. They can still flip this thing with TV deals and enough money for all schools to have a win-win experience throughout this experiment. Now, if there's really a gray area for any program, it's going to be those Group 5 programs. Those Group 5 programs are what I would call on the bubble. The Power 5 really don't want to have anything to do with you. And you think you're too good for FCS. So it's one of those old terms that I like to throw out every now and then. It's hard to be big when little got you by the toe. Or another one that I like to refer to, what do you do when big don't want you and little won't use you? Something to think about. Something else to think about. If you want to be brought up to speed on events like this and potential challenges down the road, you need to check out the SWAC Zone right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time is the release of that, and you can get caught up with what's going on, the hot topics of the week throughout the Southwestern Athletic Conference, interviews, thoughts, and commentaries, and the whole 9 yards. And you can really get it if you don't have the awareness of 9 a.m. in the morning. You might have partied hard on Friday, but if you subscribe to the YouTube channel at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, hit the subscribe button, the bell notification will keep you abreast to all that is being produced here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. That's the SWAC Zone, Saturdays, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. We got a very good show in line for you on this weekend. You also get to hear from DG Sports featuring Miss Donna Glover. You'll also hear Yeah, I Said It, a segment by Ben and Jack. Pretty good show. Need to check it out. The SWAC Zone on the weekends here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We still got a lot that we're digging out and funneling, trying to make sure the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. It is becoming a time of notoriety for the athletic director's position at Prairie View. What will be the decision? Has the decision already been made and just sitting on reserve right now to kind of let the dust settle? We'll check into that a little bit deeper throughout the course of the week. Meanwhile, my time has come where I must exit stage left. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Thank you guys so much for joining in with us each and every day. Don't forget, you can follow me on Twitter at the Mike Prince Show. I've got to go. My time is far spent. But until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.